So question 1 on this video is the table below shows the number of attempts it took each of 10 dogs to complete an obstacle course. Got number of attempts 6, 7, 8 and 9, and the frequency is 2, 3, 4 and 1 respectively, and we're looking to calculate the mean. So to calculate the mean, we've got to multiply whatever the first column is, we'll call that column X. In this scenario, it's the number of attempts a dog takes to complete an obstacle course. It could be anything though. And we've got to multiply by the frequency, which we'll call F. So to calculate the mean, we're going to multiply the two columns up. I'll go through it step by step. It's going to be the frequency multiplied by the actual the measurement that we're looking at, which is in this instance the number of attempts a dog takes to complete an obstacle course. We'll multiply each of them, each row. So 6 times 2, I'll do it in full this time. 6 times 2 is 12, 7 times 3 is 21, 8 times 4 is 32, and 9 times 1 is 9, obviously. So if we add all these up now, 12 plus 21 plus 32 plus 9, it took 10 dogs a total of 74 attempts to complete the obstacle course, all in all put together. So the 10 dogs took 74 attempts for all of them to complete the obstacle course. So to work out the mean that each dog took, then we're going to have to divide that by the total number of dogs, which is the total of the frequencies. So 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1, which is obviously 10 in this instance because we were told in the question. So divided by 10, which will leave us with 7.4 attempts. So each dog took an average of 7.4. So the mean equals 7.4 attempts. To make sure that your answers are roundabout right, your answer should fall somewhere between 6, 7, 8 and 9. Somewhere between the categories. Otherwise you've obviously gone a bit off with your calculations. So question 2 is, Maya has 90 apple trees. She records the total weight of apples measured to the nearest kilogram on each tree. The following is a grouped frequency table of her results. Calculate an estimated mean weight of apples obtained from a tree. So we've got a table here, 31 to 40, 41 to 50, and so on all the way down to 90. But when we're calculating the mean, we calculate the category, which is weight in this instance, by the frequency, but we can't multiply the frequency by 31 to 40 or 41 to 50 because we wouldn't be able to work out the actual mean. We have to have one number multiplied by the frequency. So to work out an estimate for the mean, we take the midpoint because it's reasonable to assume that the midpoint is the average weight of all the apples in each category. So I've drawn the table out, and we've got the weight, number of trees, and the midpoint. And to work out the mean, we're going to have to multiply the frequency, which is the number of trees, so we'll call that F, by the midpoint. Work out all of that added up and then divide by the total number of trees, or the total number of frequency. So if you multiply 7 by 35.5, this is obviously in the calculator booklet, so you can't use a calculator. You've got 248.5. So we're estimating that all of the trees that had apples weighing between 31 to 40 kilograms add up to a sum of 24.85, just to clarify that. The next one then is 45.5 times 14, 637. 55.5 times 20, 1110. 65.5 times 27, That's 1768.5. And the last one is, oh no, it's not the last one, 18 times 75.5, 1359, and then not the last one, 4 times 85.5, 342. So if we add all these up and divide that by the total frequency, which we know is 90, because it said in the question the 90 apple trees, that Myra has 90 apple trees. We'll add all these up, so that's going to be 248.5 plus 637 plus 1110 plus 1768.5 plus 1359 plus 342. All of this added up is going to be 5,465. So I'll call this column F times MP, the frequency times the midpoint. So the sum of, this symbol just represents the sum of, so all the numbers add up together, of the frequency times the midpoint divided by the total number of apple trees. So the total number of apple trees is 90, so I'll call that the total frequency. Is going to be 5,465 divided by 90, and our answer should be somewhere between these classes of weight. So divide that by 90, and that's 60.72. 60.72 recurring. So we'll round to one decimal place. Let's say so 60.7 kilograms to one decimal place. So the mean, estimated mean, because it is an estimate because we took the midpoint, the estimated mean is 60.7 kilograms, which is roughly in the middle of this group, which makes sense really. So question 3 is, in a survey, the annual rainfall is measured in 90 different towns. The results are summarized in the table below. So the rainfall in centimeters, more than 40 but less than or equal to 50 centimeters is 9 towns. Less than 50, more than 50 centimeters but less than or equal to 60 centimeters, 18 towns, and so on and so forth. So just like the question before, we're going to have to work out the sum of the frequency times the midpoint of the category that we're measuring. In the last question it was weight of apples. The question before that was the number of attempts a dog took to do an obstacle course. So in this one we're going to have to measure, we have to find the midpoint of the rainfall in each category. So I've done that here. Let me get the camera straight. Done that here. We've got the midpoint is 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, and 95 in each group, in each category. Easy way to work it out is just add them both together and half it. So 40 add 50 and a half there is 45. It's easy enough. So we're going to need the sum of, which was mentioned in the question before, the sum of frequency, which is the number of towns, times the midpoint, and then divide that by the total frequency. We know that to be 90 because there's 90 different towns in the survey. So first things first, we've got to measure frequency times the midpoint in each row. So I've done that. We've got 405, 990, 1365, 2025, 1020, and 285. If we add them all up, then we're going to get the sum of all that. So that is 405 plus 990 plus 1365 plus 2025 plus 1020 plus 285. That's 6090. So we've got 6090. We're going to have to divide that by the total frequency, which we know to be 90. If they don't tell you the total frequency, you can work that out by just adding all of the frequencies up together. Divided by 90. So 6090 divided by 90 is 67.6 recurring centimeters, or 67.7 to the nearest 1 dp relative to centimeters. So the estimated mean is 67.7 centimeters to the nearest 1 dp. So question 4 reads, the number of matches per box in each of 100 boxes was counted. The table below shows a summary of the results. So 13 boxes had between 20 and 28 matches in each box. 32 boxes had between 29 and 37 matches per box, and 28 boxes had between 38 and 46 matches per box, and obviously so on and so forth. So we've got to calculate an estimate for the mean number of matches per box. Now we know an estimate for the mean is the sum of the frequency times the midpoint. The frequency here is the number of boxes, and the midpoint of number of matches per box. Before it was, I can't remember what it was before. In question 3 it was rainfall in centimeters, and question 2 it was weights of apples. But in this one is matches per box. So I've worked out the midpoint of each one. What I did was, to work it out, we did 20 plus 28, and then we halved it. I got us 24. 29 plus 37, halved it. Done that wrong. 29 had 37, and then halved it. 33. And that gave us the midpoints. Now to work out frequency times the midpoint, we just times these two together. So 13 times 24. Done that wrong. 13 times 24 is 312. 32 times 33 is 1056. 28 times 42, 1176. And 27 times 51. So 1377. So to work out the sum of this, which is what we need for the estimated mean, we just add the four numbers up together. So 312, 312 plus 1056 plus 1176 plus 1377. That makes a total of 3921. So it's 3921 divided by 100, which is the total frequency. Said in the question earlier, 100 boxes was counted. That's going to be 39.21, but 39 to the nearest match. 39 to the nearest match. So estimated mean is 39 to the nearest match. The next question on question 4 was, which is the modal group for the number of matches per box? And that's a 1 mark question. It's as simple as, which class has the highest frequency? And that's 32 is the highest frequency, so the modal class is between 29 to 37.